So now that we have the A levels just finished up, I think a lot of people have, some of course would have made up their mind very solidly saying, this is what my career is going to be, this is what I want to learn. So those would look at, for example, the H&D pathway. And then of course you might have another subset of students who might not be very sure about how well they in their A levels, or it might be the parents who are having that bit of agitation as well. So then they could look at level 3 as an alternative. So you still have, for example, people who are undecided about what their future career is going to be. So some of these are rather young kids who may not yet have discovered what their passion is all about. So how flexible are the Pearson BTech pathways when it comes to students who are maybe not very sure of what they want to do in the future? Do you have such a flexibility? Can you switch around? Can you decide what your final ending point is going to be? How does this work?
But the answer is, I would say, generally it would be important for a student to have an idea of the general sector that a student would want to be in. I'm talking about especially on successful completion of A levels, and you're looking at the undergraduate qualifications. Let's say, for instance, a student takes a BTech High Nationals in digital technologies. We have the first year, which is we have the High National Certificate level 4, which is the first year of a UK degree in the framework. Now, a student may enroll, however, closer to the start of the second year, before the specialization. We have AI, we have cybersecurity, so on and so forth. You may make that decision on the specialization a little later down the months. But of course, if you look at a student, wanting to switch in the second year, there we will need to see which sector the students are switching from. So there may be possibilities, especially between certain sectors like, BTech High Nationals in computing, digital technologies, in those areas. But if you look at it from a student's registration perspective, like a student registers with the college, in this instance, Colombo International Campus, and then registers through the campus with Pearson BTech High National Diploma in computing and wants to switch to business, hypothetically. The registration may be considered for a transfer. It's only the additional work that will need to be.
Okay, so let's say, for example, someone has a general interest in IT, but the student may not, for example, have decided, do I want to do software engineering? Do I want to go into AI? Do I want to go into, for example, data sciences and so on? So the student would possibly have a bit of flexibility in deciding what the final year degree might be in what they want to do.
Of course. So that's where the student can spend the first year, enroll for a BTech High Nationals in, say, computing, in the general specialization, the general area, and later down the line, just before the second year, can switch to the specialization they have opted for. The other advantage is also that generally students also have the advantage, as I have seen with some of the universities, after completing a high national diploma as well, they might have the advantage of specializing in the third year if the university is able to do that. I mean, we have seen, compared to the conventional pathways that you and I have experienced many years ago, there is opportunity to take, for instance, we have a BTech High Nationals in, let's say, applied sciences. Towards the latter part, in the third year, even with a university, you'll be able to get into a biomedical science or a different specialization. But as far as we are concerned, you can go on the general pathway and then do the switching to specialize. by which time the candidate would have taken about a good 7, 8, 9 months to figure out, okay, I want to do software engineering or maybe network engineering or software development, or network engineering. So that can be done later down the line.